doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. You didn't get to this age by having things handed to you. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor. See if America's most prescribed ED treatment is right for you.
Just about set to go for Braves baseball tonight here at Turner Field in Atlanta. Let's check out the starting lineup for Jim Riggleman and his Washington Nationals. The Nationals come in with 51 wins, 67 losses, but have a fearsome force in the middle of their lineup. Adam Dunn leads the National League in home runs and has hit 7 of them this month alone. Got to keep an eye on Adam in the middle of the Nationals attack as Mike Minor makes his second big league start.
There are the numbers at AAA before he was called up. Outstanding numbers for the year. We'll give you more as we go.
89 degrees at first pitch as Alberto Gonzalez leads things off. Gonzalez hitting .288 on the year. No homers, 4 runs batted in.
Several guys in this Washington lineup that are swinging the bat pretty well right now, and Gonzalez is one of them. They've moved him up at the top of the order as a result. And Ryan Zimmerman comes to town red hot too.
Little tapper over the mound from one Gonzalez to another. Alex throws out Alberto, and there's your first out.
Nice barehanded play. Here are the 4 keys for success for Mike Minor tonight. 22 years old, 6'4", 210 out of Chapel Hill, Tennessee. For Minor, he needs to establish his fastball like he did in Houston and let his curveball and changeup work off that. He gets to pitch at Turner Field for the first time tonight in the friendly confines, so he's got a lot of support from all the Braves fans and a lot of family here as well.
Heck, we can hear them right below us. They're hooting and hollering with every Mike Minor move.
Braves got to figure out something about these gnats, man. I mean, they have been a pesky bunch of gnats. They've won 5 of the 9 games against the Braves, and this guy has done a lot of damage against the Braves.
9 hits, 3 of them home runs against Braves pitching. So 3 of his 9 in total for the Washington shortstop have come against Atlanta this year. Hey, great catch.
I'll say. Told you I should have brought my glove. Started to leave it home and made sure he had it with him.
That last fastball for Mike was 93 miles an hour.
He'll be 92, 93. Change up and curveball. More curveballs than sliders, I think. If you were with us when we were doing the game in Houston, we talked about how they tried to get him to get away from his slider a little bit in spring training, but when the season started in Double-A, he really didn't want to give it up. Had a rough time in Double-A, went back to the curveball more, and all of a sudden the success started coming. Better numbers.
He walks Desmond and does bring up a red hot Ryan Zimmerman. Here's your Braves defense tonight. See Martin Prado back in the lineup for the Braves. He'll shift over to third base. We'll see if he has any trouble throwing the ball with that right pinky problem. And David Ross, with a left-hander opposing the Braves, gives Brian McCann the night off behind the plate.
Desmond with 14 stolen bases. He's 5 for his last 5 in that category, so good idea to hold him close. Good pitch on the corner. Sam Holbrook, the home plate umpire tonight. And if he's giving that pitch to either side, pitchers will love him for that.
Another good year for the Nationals third baseman Ryan Zimmerman, as that one spanked into straightaway center field for a clean hit. So Washington 2 on, 1 out, and here's the man you hope to face with nobody aboard. That's the hulking first baseman Adam Dunn. Adam with 31 home runs, 78 knocked in. That tells you he's hit a lot of solo shots.
Yeah, his numbers actually better with nobody on base than they are with runners on base so far this year. It's even worse when there's runners in scoring position and 2 out. But with runners on, just a .229 average, and 11 of his 31 homers, and with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, an .096 average.
No balls, 2 strikes. Dunn is a prototypical modern day slugger. He'll hit a lot of home runs. He'll strike out a ton. Adam has whiffed 145 times this year. And make it 146. 3 pitches, retires him for the second out.
Went right after him too. That's what you love about Mike Minor so far. He is not overwhelmed by his surroundings or by who he's pitching against. David Ross wanted a high target. He got it delivered right there.
David Ross with a little coaching as well. Lets Mike catch his breath and focus on Ivan Rodriguez, the catcher. It's the first time Ross has caught Minor in a big league game. Remember, it was Brian McCann behind the dish over in Houston.
This team has had the long ball working, Chip. Dunn, who just sat down, has 7 homers this month. That's the most of anybody in the National League, and their team has 23 in August, and that's the most of any team in the National League. But they've still lost 6 of their last 8 games.
Yeah, Niger Morgan's hurt. Josh Willingham is hurting. So the Nationals ball club 18 games out of first place. At less than full strength even for them as they start this series. Late swing and 2 balls and a strike.
When we saw Pudge Rodriguez in Washington recently, it appeared that everything was geared toward right field. He was trying to go the other way with just about any and everybody that was pitching against him. He's going to ambush you once in a while and pull the ball, but you can play him to right field because that's where his swing is geared right now.
And that's exactly where he hit that ball. Foul again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, there's no mistaking this guy is one of the great catchers in the history of the game. Just a couple hundred hits or so away from 3,000. No catcher's ever done that. He's closing in on 500 walks. Perennial All-Star, perennial Gold Glover, and a 2-year deal with the Washington club. And his task help guide the Olsons and the Lannons and the Strasburgs through the early days of their major league careers on the mound.
Runners will be moving. Let's see what the kid fires here on this 3-2 pitch.
Pudge chased it, and that might have been a changeup. Was it tipped?
I guess he got a piece of it.
Bobby Cox is going to come out and argue.
And the first base umpire, Scott Berry, is going to offer some help too.
And Jerry Davis is going to be summoned as well. Pudge missed that ball by about a foot.
Yeah. I thought I saw Scott Berry already make a motion with a fist in the air when he was walking toward Sam Holbrook.
They say that David Ross dropped it as he pulled it out of his glove.
A future Hall of Famer, no matter which side of the plate you choose. A hometown kid who's become a 4-time All-Star. A legend of the game with his historic final season. And a rookie who's taking it all in, just like everyone else. These are more than just names. They're a part of a lifelong conversation between fathers and sons, old friends and new. From Atlanta to Augusta, Chattanooga to Charleston. When the South roars with every swing, you know you're in Braves country.
This summer belongs to the Braves.
What a play!
And there's nothing that can slow them down. Sports South is on the air.
Unbelievable.
Online.
FoxSportsSouth.com.
And all over the most exciting team in baseball.
There's a buzz around the ball club I haven't felt here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your Braves, any way you want them. Right here on Sports South.
The Braves are gonna win it!
This is our team.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators.
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores. We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks. We are Georgia, Arkansas, the Ole Miss Rebels. We are Tennessee Volunteers, Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn, War Eagles. We are the SEC.
We are Blackmore. We are South.
Here on Sports South.
Well, welcome to Atlanta, Jim Riggleman. A call goes against Washington, and they may have lost their starting catcher in this game.
Here's the pitch, and it does appear that he foul tipped it. The ball will go right off the end of the bat into the glove of David Ross. But watch, David's taken the ball out of his glove and dropped it, and the umpires agreed that it was a catch, and then dropped, taking the ball out of his glove. Rodriguez threw his bat. The helmet will go shortly, and then he will go to the showers without ever catching a pitch tonight, as he was thrown out apparently by Brian Knight, the third base umpire. There it is right there.
Yeah, I didn't see Pudge walk down the third base line. I was
No.
watching the umpire signal the transfer and the out call. So yeah, Pudge has been kicked out of this game. And Jim Riggleman already has to rework his lineup, with Scott Olson taking the hill for the Washington Ball Club.
Their only other catcher on the roster is Will Nieves. So
And
that
there
didn't
he
take
is.
long.
No. Wow. So an amazing turnaround As Minor and Ross get the call, it looked like it was the right call, and Pudge Rodriguez kicked out of this game. Now we'll see if the Braves can take advantage. Another bat added off the disabled list today, and he's hitting third and playing third. Welcome back to Martin Prado, who missed 16 games with that pinky fracture. Braves have their right-hand hitting lineup with Ross and Minor, the Braves battery, hitting 8th and 9th.
On the mound for the Nats, Scott Olson, 26 years old, 6'4", 210, out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Pitched a great game against the Braves up in Washington on July 29th, and since then he's really been cuffed around. His last 2 starts ugly, including a game on August 11th against Florida where he didn't get out of the second inning. Gave up 8 hits and 7 runs in only an inning and 2/3. He's 1-1 on the road. Left-handers, oddly enough, hitting him at a 308 clip. His keys to success tonight: cut and splice. He's got a good cutter. He'll run the ball in on left-handers and away from right-handers. And Matt Diaz is a nemesis for him. He's going to have to be careful with Matt, who's batting in the cleanup spot.
So red-hot Omar Infante goes to work first for the Braves. Interesting to see how Bobby worked the lineup card tonight. For Martin Prado has been his leadoff hitter all year, but Omar in his place has reached base 17 of the last 18 games. So he keeps Omar first and lets Prado hit third tonight.
Yeah, and I really appreciate what Martin said to me before the game about how I can't be Chipper Jones. I'm not going to change my swing to try to be some kind of different hitter in the 3rd spot in the order.
Zimmerman charged and made a good play. 1 out.
He said, it's going to take me a couple of 3 games, I'm sure, to get my timing back. But when I do get going, I'm just going to be the same type hitter I was before I got hurt. Braves would be very happy with that.
Jason Hayward just missed a 2-run homer here last night, but drove in his 2nd run in the month of August to tie the game against the Dodgers last evening.
Yeah, he got robbed of 2 hits by Andre Ethier. Terry Pendleton was talking to me about Jason Hayward's swing tonight and some things they're working on in an effort to help him handle inside pitches a little better. And one of them is that he doesn't want Jason to tilt quite so much at the waist with his upper body that takes his head out over the plate some and then makes it hard for him to have to stand up to get his hands through. He wants to keep that upper body straight up and keep his head still. We'll see if he's able to do that tonight against the lefty. He smoked those 2 balls yesterday. One to right center that hooked back to Ethier, and the one that he almost hit out that you talked about.
Down at first, and 2 out. Of course, the Braves playing the Nationals. They'll keep an eye on the scoreboard where the Giants and Phillies are battling.
Oh,
how sweet is that for Pat Burrell tonight?
You bet. That's great for him and great for the Braves if the Giants can hang on to that one. They've got Barry Zito on the mound. Martin gets a nice hand as he steps in here.
.315 average, 13 homers, 43 knocked in. And he swings at the first pitch. And Desmond fires in time to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, and what's been an eventful first inning in Atlanta. We have no score.
For years, food companies have been doing some pretty crazy things to make their food look good in ads.
None of it does a thing to make the pizza taste any better.
So starting now, Domino's is changing the way we photograph our pizza.
With pizza this good, you don't need all that nonsense. You just need sauce with a little zip, plenty of real cheese, and a garlic seasoned crust.
In fact, we're so confident in our pizza, we want you to shoot our photos. Just order up 2 mediums with 2 toppings for $5.99 each and send us your shots.
Domino's, what you see is what you get.
Sundays are clutch.
Swing and a drive. Braves win it!
Sundays are heroics.
Whoa! Got his man.
Sundays are Braves. For Sunday Braves on Fox Sports South.
Oh, did he unload?
Presented by your Greater Atlanta Hyundai dealers. Make it a Hyundai Sunday. Every week on Fox Sports South. Go to NobodyBeatsHyundai.com to find a dealer near you. SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
We are.
Here we go to the top of the second inning. No score back at Turner Field. Mike Morse, Kevin Mensch, and Justin Maxwell coming up for Washington. Morse at .276 with 8 home runs, but slumping lately. Just 1 hit in his last 22 at bats.
Hitting .295 though against left-handers. Great big horse of a guy. Got him from the Mariners last year. Stands way off the plate.
I would think he'd get coverage at 6'4", 6'5" over the outer edge.
Yeah, I think one of the things they'd like for him to do though is, especially with right-handers who throw him breaking ball after breaking ball that he can't reach away, is move up on the plate. He's big enough to be able to handle that. Another good high target from David Ross on an 0-2 pitch. Couldn't get Morse to chase it. Last night we talk about this team and how resilient they are, the Braves, and how it just seems like a different guy all the time when they do have these miraculous comebacks. But that was such a team effort last night in that bottom of the 9th inning in terms of great at bats. And David Ross had one of them. He fell behind in the count and battled and eventually drew a bases loaded walk from Dotel to get the first run in.
And great too in that the Braves were sort of hamstrung, if you will. They had to bat Ross against Dotel in that game last night. Morse, soft fly ball to left. And there's your first down in the second inning. Remember in that inning the Braves pinch ran for Brian McCann. Ross had to stay in the game, faced the right-hander, fell behind in the count, but walked with the bases loaded to provide a key RBI.
Yeah, just good at bats up and down. Brian McCann getting a hit off Quo, that was only the 4th hit all year by a left-handed hitter against him.
Kevin Mensch takes a strike. David Ross is the Geico quote of the game. You won't look at our lineup and say this is a big name, but we're in first place for a reason. We find ways to win. I think that's a pretty accurate way of describing this club.
I just think they're taking great pride in their ability to put up tough at bats and make pitchers work and not have to rely on 1 or 2 guys. It's just a wonderful trait. Good change. Beauty. Finch was just called up. Only has 5 at bats. Hit .249 in AAA, but has had a lot of time in the big leagues. Big and strong, as you see.
Oh, where was that? Mike thought he struck him out. Ooh.
Good 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Fox Track says it just missed, and looked like David Ross did a good job of framing it, but didn't get the call.
To short. 2 outs for Justin Maxwell. And friends, you can guarantee yourself Braves postseason tickets when you buy a 2010 prorated season ticket plan starting at just $6 a ticket. Join us at Turner Field for the race to the pennant and secure your postseason tickets today. Order them by visiting Braves.com/season tickets or call 404-577-9100. Mike Minor and the bench calling as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. He's pitching a beauty, and we have no score.
Do you know which sports sedan comes with available all-wheel drive and can outbrake and outcorner an Audi A4? You do now. The new Kizashi Sports Sedan from Suzuki. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
Okay, let's skip the chit-chat and get down to business here. Now listen, I called you guys together because this office is consistently our worst performer. I need all of you thinking of ways to improve our bottom line. So let's just sit here a while and toss around some ideas. This isn't a conference call, Henkel. I'm actually in the room.
Feel like surprising a few people?
One appetizer plus 2 entrees equals Chili's $20 dinner for 2. Share one of 5 appetizers, like our famous Texas cheese fries. Then choose 2 freshly prepared entrees from 14 Chili's favorites, like our chicken crispers with new sweet and smoky sauce, our new slow-smoked honey chipotle baby back ribs, or grilled all-white meat chicken fajitas served over a bed of sizzling peppers and onions. Grab a friend and get 1 appetizer plus 2 entrees with Chili's $20 dinner for 2.
Right now, buy any new Suzuki vehicle, including the award-winning Kizashi Sports Sedan, and Suzuki will give you free gas all summer long. The Free Gas for Summer event, now happening at your local Suzuki dealer. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by your local Ford dealers, by AT&T, by Blimpie, and by Geico. Middle of the Braves order coming up in the 2nd inning, but first let's remind you that a man considered by many as one of college football's premier coaches is Steve Spurrier. He sits down with us and talks about his love for the game in his own words. In my own words, Steve Spurrier premieres Friday at 5 on Sports South. It's always fun to listen to the old ball coach.
I love listening to him. I think he does a great job.
And so does Matt Diaz against Scott Olson. This is one of your keys to the game tonight.
Matt was swinging it well in batting practice today, too. His thumb's still not 100%, but he's dealing with the aches and pains of that, too. Just like Martine will have to do the rest of the year, but somehow when you're in first place, it doesn't hurt quite as much.
Tricky hop. Wow. And what a flip by Zimmerman. Another good play. And 4 straight retired by Olson.
What a terrific all-around player he is, too. He's made 12 errors, but I'm not sure there's too many guys in the National League that could have made that play. Good glove work, good throw. Batting average up over 300 with his good work lately with the bat.
First ever draft pick in the history of the Washington Nationals. Part of this franchise. course, the big news in D.C., they were able to sign Bryce Harper, their #1 pick, to a $9.9 million contract for 5 years. And you talk about taking it to the final seconds. They apparently did flirt with the midnight deadline before they got the deal done with Harper. And now, along with Strasburg and Ryan Zimmerman, the scribes in Washington think they now have a trio of young players that they can really get excited about, a core for their future.
Well, I would throw Desmond in that group too. I think he's going to be real solid for them at shortstop for years to come. They can figure out some way to get that kid to get all that nonsense off his face and look professional as well as be professional. They shouldn't have any trouble, but he's only 17. Chance to do that.
Lost down on strikes. First of those for Olson tonight. And 2 men are down.
Nationals have won 5 out of 9 against the Braves this year, including 4-2 up at Nationals Park. But when you see the side-by-sides and the splits, you'll understand. They've outpitched the Braves. They've out-hit the Braves. Their bullpen's been better than the Braves. And they've won 5 of the last 7 games played in this ballpark. Whatever it is about this Washington ball club, they've had the Braves' number in the last couple of years.
And it seems like every team over the course of a season has a club that they just struggle to beat, no matter the rhyme or reason. And for the Braves, it is the Washington Nationals. That one's in the air to right and right at Mike Morse. And Olson's pitched 2 perfect innings.
17 pitches total.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on gold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time, and it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall, and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint, now just $2.94.
Hey, I just got this buck double off the BK value menu. It's flame broiled and it's only $1. It was a smart move. So I can be dumb. Hon, can you pass me that highly conductive copper rod?
Offset your stupid with a beefy cheesy buck double on the BK value menu.
This is unlike any car you've ever seen before. This is power with efficiency. This is an interior that exceeds even the promise of the exterior. This is the all-new Jaguar XJ, the stunning result of taking a very different road.
Every 2011 Jaguar includes best-in-class Jaguar Platinum coverage with complimentary scheduled maintenance and no-cost replacement of wear and tear items.
The energy drink for your feet. ZigTech. I get more train, less pain.
The National Series continues tomorrow at 6:30 here on Sports South.
3rd inning. Minor versus Olson. Matchup has been very good so far, as has been the Braves pitching this month. That's the subject of our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard.
I'll say it's been good. 192 overall ERA, and the starters even better than that. Braves are on a 67-inning homerless streak for their pitchers.
So that'll be an interesting matchup as this series goes on. Can the Braves keep the hot-hitting Nationals in the ballpark?
And is he driving down and through that fastball and hitting the spots.
Convenient hop for Infante, and Olson is out #1. And back to the top of the Washington order. Time now for a money and energy saving bright idea from Georgia Power. Caulk and weather strip around windows and doors to save money and energy. Go to georgiapower.com for more energy saving tips. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
You know, anytime it doesn't get up to about 95 or 6 around here, you think you've caught a break. But I was down on the field during batting practice, and I really thought I was going to melt.
Really?
Yeah. It was just brutal. The humidity. Guys are, you know, just taking batting practice. They take their round, they get out of there. It just, the sweat's just pouring off of them. Good thing that Eddie Perez and Glenn Hubbard and Chino Katahira are in such good shape when they throw batting practice.
Popped up right side. Gloss in. Foul ground. Puts that away. 2 out.
Good pitch.
And look at Sam Holbrook. He's flushed behind the plate. Not much of a breeze. Light cloud cover overhead. I don't know about you, but I thought we were awfully lucky to get all 4 of those Dodger games in without interruption. I mean, the weather forecast was just terrible.
Ed Mangan and his crew did a great job last night of keeping the game moving.
Up the middle. Look at that hop. Look at that range. And Minor is in an early groove. Mike is set down 8 straight men after allowing the game's only hit. A 9-pitch inning sends this game to the bottom of the 3rd.
Here's a little test in something we like to call Toyotanomics. What's the common denominator of 31, 16, and the number 1? The Toyotanomics event. 31 days of amazing deals on 16 different Toyota models from the #1 selling brand in America. The Toyotanomics event. It's all our best thinking under one roof. Now, get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months with no payments for 90 days on a new 2010 Toyota Tundra. And get complimentary maintenance, too.
This summer, get buzzed with Fox Movie Channel. Tune in for Summer Flies. When these folks say they've been eaten alive by bugs, they mean it.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Summer Flies on Fox Movie Channel.
Welcome to the show!
This summer belongs to the Braves.
What a play!
And there's nothing that can slow them down. Sports South is on the air.
Unbelievable.
Online.
FoxSportsSouth.com.
And all over the most exciting team in baseball.
There's a buzz around the ball club I haven't felt here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your Braves, any way you want them. Right here on Sports South.
The Braves are gonna win it!
This is our team. SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
Melky Cabrera ready to lead off the Atlanta 3rd as all year long. Braves baseball on Sports South, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff at the low price. Melky had the game-winning hit, also saved a run late with a perfect throw to the plate. I know that's something you talked to him about before the game today.
I said, yeah, Melky, I like the throw almost as much as I like the hit. I said, yeah, I like them both.
And he pops up the first pitch into center. And 7 straight retired by Olson.
Now this is something Terry also alluded to today about Olson. I said, you know, this guy's been wearing us out lately. Pitched some good games against the Braves, and he said, yeah, but it's because we get over anxious against him. We're not willing to work the count against him very much. And then we wind up swinging at those cutters that cause a lot of pop-ups and ground balls, comebackers. And so far, he's doing it again. He's only thrown 18 pitches, and he's gotten 7 outs.
And only 4 balls. And this is a Braves club that walks a lot. David Ross, 4 starts, 8 hits in his last 4 starts with 4 RBIs. It's funny, in this day and age of Major League Baseball, a backup catcher is usually known as a guy that can catch it and throw it. Not really an offensive player. That's not the case with David. He's got a very well-rounded game.
Most of the time for the Braves, they've been blessed with good backup catchers that could do both. I mean, you can go back to Eddie Perez, who backed up Javi a lot. Eddie could hit, had some power. Charlie O'Brien had some power, could hit. Damon Berryhill's another name that comes to mind as a good hitter, switch hitter.
So what a luxury it is when you need to give Brian a day off. You can plug Ross in. And a sharply hit ball to short. Desmond has had his share of defensive problems, but not on that play. And 2 are down in the 3rd.
Now he's made 27 errors at shortstop, and he's got to cut down on those. He's a better athlete than that.
All right, Mike. Mike Morse is playing you shallow and right if you decide to hit the ball that way. Get down that line in a hurry.
He was funny. He took a couple of rounds of batting practice, came around behind the screen where Terry was standing. Goes, how's my stride? Am I overstriding? So that's obviously something that bothers him about his swing. A lot of friends and family here from Chapel Hill, Tennessee. I think I heard Fred Hickman tell us during Braves Live it was a town of about 1,000 people. So you know they are mighty proud of this young man.
Throws left, bats right. You see the protection on the pitching elbow for Minor. And he works a 3-2 count.
Just a little something to slow it down if it comes in that area.
And he is struck out to retire the side. 9 up, 9 down for Olsen.
If you won't let me in, you can't really love me. I know about Gail.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you just tell me what happened.
35th and Archer. Next up, Hamilton.
Now you can watch hit TV shows on your iPhone when you get AT&T UVerse TV. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Okay, fans, you make the call. Now through Saturday at HH Gregg, take 20% off.
We've got all the TVs from Sony to Samsung for the big games.
20% off.
And a huge selection of appliances.
20% off. After further review, save big. Now through Saturday, take 20% off at HH Gregg. Now that's roughing the prices. HH Gregg, price and advice guaranteed.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
No score after 3, just 1 hit in the game. Game dominated by the pitching of Mike Minor and Scott Olson. And we figure to see more great pitching tomorrow night. Game 2 of the series features a sizzling hot Tim Hudson as he'll face off with veteran right-hander Livan Hernandez. That is our Airtran upcoming schedule.
Could be a few U-turns in that ball game too. Those guys both like to work pretty quick. Livan can get in some ruts with guys on base sometimes and pitch a little slowly, but the way Tim's going right now, he's not planning on being out on the mound very long. Man, has he been good.
Yeah, you got to start thinking about Hudson in the Cy Young conversation, don't you?
Sure.
Ryan Zimmerman has the game's only hit.
It was an odd one too. He took this big hard cut and hit what looked like was going to be a line drive to center, but it was like a Nerf ball that just kind of got out there and died in front of Melky. But he was able to strike out Dunn and then strike out Pudge Rodriguez to end the inning and set off some fireworks.
Mike is getting the outside corner from Sam Holbrook. 1-2. See you later. Third strikeout and 9 in a row set down.
Foxmo will show you Mike Minor painting that outside corner, looked like a four-seamer. And right at the target David Ross had set up out there. He hit 2 spots on the outside corner to Zimmerman.
He struck out Dunn with a face-high fastball as the Braves shift with Adam in the batter's box. When we last saw the Nationals, all the speculation was that he wasn't going to be long for a Washington uniform. A very attractive trade target, it appeared, at the deadline. But Mike Rizzo apparently didn't get in return what he thought Dunn's market value was. He's kept him.
Well, the reports were that, and rightfully so, that they wanted a frontline pitcher for the guy. They had a high price. Team's #1 pitching prospect and a guy that's a current major league pitcher.
92 and out. 10 in a row set down by Minor.
I said earlier that this guy's not intimidated by his surroundings. He's comfortable on the mound. He showed that in Houston, and he's showing it tonight. He's aggressive with his fastball, and everything's working off that. Has confidence in his fastball and being able to locate it. You gotta like what you see here in the first start plus 4 innings of Mike Minor's career.
Now here's Will Nieves, his first at bat in the game. Remember, Pudge Rodriguez foul tipped the ball into the glove of David Ross. Ross in the transfer dropped the ball. Rodriguez, after a conference, was called out. Threw the bat away, threw the helmet away, and was sent away for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think he actually got thrown out by the third base umpire, Brian Knight.
And so the next logical question is, were something to happen to Nieves, who would catch for the Nationals manager Jim Riggleman? As Nieves, a 2-out hit to left.
In case you missed it, here's what happened in the top of the first inning. With 2 strikes on him, he does foul tip the ball into the glove of David Ross, but watch David as he's making the transfer to his throwing hand just to roll the ball back out to the mound. He dropped it, and then after the ruling was changed to a strikeout, don't know really what happened that caused Pudge to charge Brian Knight other than just overturning the ruling, but it was a short night for Mr. Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think they got it right, didn't they?
I think they did, yeah.
And maybe Pudge didn't know that the ruling was made on the transfer, not on the drop. But he's out of the game. Nieves is at first. And the other catchers available for Washington, well, Willie Harris has caught one game in the major leagues, or part of one game. And Josh Willingham, who's got a bad knee, has caught 15 games. So they are in uncomfortable waters right now.
Ooh.
2 on, 2 out.
Maybe it was high, but that was a pitch he called a strike earlier, I thought. Second walk for Minor. Close.
Somebody was given a shout out from the top step of the dugout. So the Nationals 2 on for the second time in the game. Here's Mensch. Mentioned his big league experience. Lots of time with Texas, Milwaukee, Toronto, and now Washington.
They're missing Niger Morgan on the disabled list. He's got a bad hip, but they expect him back in a few days. And they sorely miss him at the top of their order. Just a dynamic player that he is, with a lot of speed, good center fielder.
I'm happy to miss him because he's another guy that's made life real tough on Braves pitching. Mensch had a couple real good years with Texas. Hit 26 homers for them in 2004. Hit 25 home runs for them in 2005. Spent the 07 season with the Brewers. Last year a couple of stops in AAA and 51 games with Toronto. In the air left center. Diaz and Cabrera. Melky is there. And that retires the side. Nationals get a hit and a walk. Strand 2 more. On we go to the 4th. The bottom half, that is. No score.
It started with 2 simple words. And now it's time to join in. Announcing the Claim Your Mazda Summer Sales Event. Enjoy the high resale value of Mazda 3. Or Mazda 6, the driver's alternative to Camry and Accord. 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $500 APR cash and no monthly payments until November 2010 on the 2010 Mazda 3 and Mazda 6. So why compromise? Claim your Mazda. Offer ends August 31st.
A woman is diagnosed with breast cancer every 3 minutes.
The Breast Cancer Research Foundation improves prevention and treatment by funding the top researchers around the world.
Fox Sports asks you to join our team to help strike out breast cancer. Please visit bcrfcure.org for more information.
Support the Breast Cancer Research Foundation today to save lives tomorrow.
Sundays are clutch.
Swing and a drive. Braves win it!
Sundays are heroics.
Got his man.
Sundays are Braves. For Sunday Braves on Fox Sports South.
Oh, did he unload?
Presented by your Greater Atlanta Hyundai dealers. Make it a Hyundai Sunday. Every week on Fox Sports South. Go to NobodyBeatsHyundai.com to find a dealer near you.
We are Florida Gators.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
Vanderbilt Commodores.
We are Georgia.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Tennessee.
We are the SEC.
We are Black We are South.
Hey, the champs at the ballpark tonight.
Yeah, and I believe Evander's son helped take out the lineup card with Brian Snitker tonight, too. So good for him.
Evander Holyfield here at Turner Field as we check out our Blimpie game summary. Top of the order coming up, trying to break up Scott Olson's perfect game bid. 9 up, 9 down with a couple of strikeouts.
See if the Braves exercise a little more patience this time through the order. Only 29 pitches so far for Olson.
– Giants still lead the Phillies. That game's in the 4th inning. Barry Zito up 2-0.
Roy Oswalt pitching for the Phillies, right?
I believe so, yes. Roy has struck out 5 in his first 4 innings tonight. Chase Utley's also back for the Phillies in that game. And that's off the glove of Desmond. And there goes the perfect game. Good start. Leadoff hit for Omar Infante.
Worked the count, made him throw a couple of pitches, got into a hitter's count, and made the best of this pitch. Hit it off the end of the bat a little bit, but hit it in the right spot. So a good start to the Braves half of the 4th inning.
And let's see if Jason can move Omar up, or even better, in. I know we've talked a lot about at times when this Braves offense struggles, they aren't able to do the little things with great consistency. How do you think they fared in that category against the Dodgers?
Not all that great until last night. I mean, they worked the count and had some good at bats, but they still had a hard time getting guys over from second base. They did do a good job on a couple of occasions with runner at third and less than 2 outs, getting a sacrifice fly during that series that were important. But it just, from here on out, they're going to have to be really good in those tough offensive fundamental spots, whether it's getting bunts down or especially moving that leadoff double over to third base when they get it.
Yes, this does not appear to be a lineup that's going to be able to go toe-to-toe and outslug or slug with some of the more powerful teams in the National League down the stretch.
Well, Sunday they scored 13 runs on 16 hits and had 1 home run. And it's Troy Gloss's 3-run homer. Look at this defensive setup for Jason. Even though Dunn's holding the runner on, and you might think a team would play for a double play up the middle, they've got Gonzalez way over in the hole over here, plugging up the hole so that he can't pull it through there, and Desmond out here right behind the bag. An odd setup for what could be a double play situation. Last couple of weeks have not been kind to Jason, but he's working on it and beginning to sting the ball a lot better, as we saw last night. And what they're really hoping he can do, Terry and Bobby, is pull the ball a little more. Good count here. Good pitch. 3-1 breaking ball.
Now the count full, 3-2. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Nieves couldn't get the ball out of his glove. That's a break. Omar has his 6th stolen base. And the Braves have their first runner in scoring position tonight.
Yeah, I thought Will Nieves was going to run it down there for a second, the way he was trying to get it out of his glove. Actually went down to one knee, too. Martin swung at the first pitch, his first time up. You knew he was excited about getting back in the lineup. Let's see if he's as aggressive here with that runner in scoring position.
I loved his comment about everything sore just from playing yesterday, doing all the baseball work. I said to him before the game, well, now you know what it's like to be 45. It's good practice for you, kid. Left center field, pretty well struck. But Maxwell tracks it down for the second out. Would you guess he has a pretty good feel for how the hand will feel at contact now?
I would think so. I mean, he had 4 at-bats last night at Gwinnett. Went 1 for 4. He's been taking batting practice, and it's not the same as live pitching, obviously, because you're going to overpower batting practice pitches.
Good ball. Come on, D.
But I think he knows that there's just going to be times where it's going to hurt. He's going to have to deal with it.
Infante at second, 2 outs for Matt Diaz. Zimmerman made a beautiful play to retire him, leading off the Braves second. That gets away because it hit Diaz on the way by. And now Gloss hits with 2 aboard.
Where did it hit him? On the foot.
That make you mad as a hitter? Well, you know you own this guy and he plunks you.
If it makes you mad, then you should have moved it.
Oh, well.
His foot was just planted there, and I guess his anticipation of that's not going to hit me. Oh, yes, it did. Maybe you're thinking it's not that far inside.
I mean, it's great for the on-base percentage, but
yeah, I wanted to see Matt swing the bat too.
So here's Troy Gloss, 69 RBIs this year. Keep in mind that even though Troy has struggled since his great month of May, 33 of his 69 RBIs have come with 2 outs this year. And that's the spot he finds himself in here in the 4th.
Only 3 for 15 in this series against LA. One of those hits was that 3-run homer. But it was obvious that there were times where he was still trying to hit the ball right field and up the middle. He's got a 2-0 count here. You wouldn't expect him to try that here. He's probably going to look for something he can drive. Boy, Olson's doing a great job in hitters' counts of throwing that changeup and throwing it for a strike. This is not the guy that has been beaten up the last 2 starts. This is the guy that is pitching like he pitched against Atlanta on the 29th of July when he went 6 innings and only gave up 2 runs.
I was going to say, just show him a Braves uniform and show these Nationals a Braves uniform, and brings out their best.
That's the way it seems.
Now 3-1 count. Will Olson throw a fastball, or will he go to more of that off-speed stuff?
He's been throwing it behind in the count, changeup, and Troy has the luxury of looking for it here if he wants.
And he got it.
And it was up, but he threw it for a strike.
So with 2 outs, Omar will run at second. Matt Diaz will run from first. And he pitched out of trouble. 4th strikeout of the game. He's gotten Troy twice, and to the 5th we go. Still no score.
Sir? It's Xfinity from Comcast. That's a lot of HD.
The HD war is over. Xfinity has 10 times more HD than satellite.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Don't wait to enjoy legendary Lexus quality at equally legendary prices. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $469 a month for 36 months with $29.39 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
It's not back to school, it's forward to what's next. With an HP Netbook, Samsung Reality, or LG Cosmos for under $20 after rebate. Rule the air. Verizon. At Wendy's, we say the salad doesn't fall far from the tree.
With sweet cranberries and blue cheese crumbles, you've got the apple pecan chicken salad.
One of 4 fresh new salads from Wendy's.
You know when it's real.
Here we go, 5th inning. The 8, 9, and 1 spots coming up for the Washington Nationals. Maxwell, Olson, then Alberto Gonzalez. Mentioned earlier, they signed Bryce Harper at the stroke of midnight or shortly before last night. Did you hear how Stan Kasten celebrated?
I did not.
Now, I know how much you love post-game celebrations. At the press conference last night, Stan Kasten fired a shaving cream pie right in the face of Mike Rizzo to congratulate him on getting Harper signed.
That's so un-Stan-like.
I thought the same thing.
Well, the culmination of a big day. They did sign 25 of their top 26 picks, so good for the Nationals in that department.
Their first draft with Roy Clark, but we all know very well. Again, there was a story on Harper in the Washington papers today that Roy Clark said that Bryce Harper reminds him a lot of the physical tools of Jason Hayward.
I didn't know he was that big.
But he said, don't ask me which one I'd pick first again if I had to choose. But Harper's going to go down to their spring training site in Vieira, Florida, get his pro career started. And they think he can be like Jason and be here maybe even as a teenager. He's only 17.
I don't know what Maxwell has on batting glove wise, but he's got something that's really reflecting a lot of light. Almost like a watch band. Oh, it's that logo. That's awfully shiny.
Popped up. And Alex Gonzalez handles. And Maxwell is out number 1. Let's check out our Xfinity X Factor tonight.
Braves still with the best home record in baseball at 42-16. They've gone 23-9, as you see, over the last 32 games with great pitching. Just outstanding pitching. It's always been a good pitcher's ballpark. But up and down the Braves pitching roster, they have their staff. It's been wonderful. Starters, relievers.
I feel real bad for Tommy Hansen, though, don't you? As great as he's pitched, can't get a win.
And he's been 8-8 for a while.
But as we say sometimes, when a pitcher loses a heartbreaking game, I gave him a chance to win.
Yeah.
Got to say the same thing when you don't get a decision. He's done that 8 times in a row now. Let's see how Omar, or I should say Martin, throws from third. Didn't look like he had any problems making that peg to first. 2 out. We invite you to join us at the ballpark for Health and Fitness Night. That's Friday, August 27th, and against the Marlins, presented by LA Fitness. The Health and Fitness Expo begins at 4:30, where you can get tons of info and tips from the pros about living a healthy and active lifestyle.
What time? 4:30?
The expo begins at 4:30.
I should get here about 2 and bring him with me.
Visit Braves.com/health for ticket information. Alberto Gonzalez pops this up to the left side, and Mike Minor continues his terrific work in his home debut. Let's see if the Braves bats can give him a run.
A high-flow exhaust delivers more power. Electric power steering delivers a precise way of using it. The powerful Acura TL.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura TL, visit your local dealer today.
The Georgia Lottery is proud to introduce the Georgia 5.
The new Georgia 5 game. It's easy to play, lots of ways to win.
Georgia 5, the new daily game that gives you 15 chances to win.
15 chances, yeah.
Match all 5 numbers and win $10,000.
$10,000, yeah.
If you love easy, you'll love Georgia 5. Easy to play, lots of ways to win. New from the Georgia Lottery.
You can always find a positive opportunity when you know where to turn. With Amway Global, there's opportunity to pursue another path, where products created for healthier living and the ability to own your own business can help you take steps toward economic freedom. That's the power of positive. That's Amway Global.
The 360-watt stereo delivers exhilaration. The race-developed suspension does exactly the same thing. The 2010 Acura TSX.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura TSX, visit your local dealer today.
Tomorrow, the time has come to separate the strong from the weak in the NL East. Braves, Nationals. The series continues tomorrow at 6:30. The hunt for postseason baseball is on Sports South.
Alex Gonzalez will lead off the Braves' 5th. As it's time for our AT&T Uverse trivia question tonight. Who holds the Nationals/Expos franchise record for most career hits against the Braves? I feel like saying Ryan Zimmerman, but I know that's not the right answer.
Gary Carter.
Very good call. That youngster had the best seat in the house.
We'll have to flip a coin between Gary Carter and Vladimir Guerrero.
Center field for Maxwell.
Maxwell's one of those guys. I mean, they've been very high on him for a couple of years, but he just never was able to come up to the big leagues and nail down the center field job. He's got good speed and good range, but he's also, for a guy that has those traits, plays very deep. And now Niger Morgan's on their ball club, and he's their everyday center fielder when he's healthy.
And they'd really like Maxwell to play well. He's a hometown kid out of Maryland. And it was their 2nd overall pick in the draft, behind Ryan Zimmerman. Melky popped out to Maxwell, his first and only time up. How about Marquise Grissom? Would that be a logical choice?
That's a good call.
Tim Raines.
Trying to think of the second baseman that played with Cabrera.
Jose Vidro.
Yeah.
Zimmerman handles that hot shot. Hardest hit ball of the night goes unrewarded, 2 away.
And Melky was behind in the count. Still hit a bullet to him.
You miss going to Montreal?
Yes. This is where I say, how about you?
Oh, of course.
I always like going places where you can get a good sandwich.
Yes. They're known for that up there.
Can't get a good Monte Cristo anywhere but Montreal.
Isn't that how they named the city? Doesn't Cristo mean royal or something? Mont Cristo, Montreal? I don't know.
Real, I think, has that royal part.
Yeah.
Mont usually is mountain.
Gotcha. Along with the linguist Joe Simpson.
Well, I try to get into the culture of a city, Chip, when I would go there and try to find out a few things about the indigenous.
Whoa! I don't know what that means, but that sounds pretty important. Of course, the strike took place, and they were right on the cusp of getting a new ballpark right downtown. As Zimmerman makes another fantastic play at third base.
Pick on somebody else.
You got it. 3 up, 3 down. Très bien ensemble for Ryan Zimmerman and the Nationals. We go to the 6th inning, still no score.
A future Hall of Famer, no matter which side of the plate you choose. A hometown kid who's become a 4-time All-Star. A legend of the game in his historic final season. And a rookie who's taking it all in, just like everyone else. These are more than just names. They're a part of a lifelong conversation between fathers and sons, old friends and new. From Atlanta to Augusta, Chattanooga to Charleston. When the South roars with every swing, you know you're in Braves country.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators.
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores. We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
We are Georgia, Arkansas,
the Ole Miss Rebels.
we are Tennessee Volunteers, Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn, War Eagles. We are the SEC.
We are Black Horse. We are South.
SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South. The National Series continues tomorrow at 6:30 here on Sports South.
No score as we go to the top of the 6th inning here at Turner Field. Time for our Toyota Tundra. Hardest working player, and so far tonight, that is Mike Minor. Another outstanding outing. This is just his second major league start, his first here at Turner Field. Struck out Adam Dunn in the first inning with some guys on base. Got pudged in the first with a strikeout. Got Zimmerman looking. He just struck out 4 in all, including Mr. Dunn twice. And he's only given up 2 hits, but no run support as yet.
So your keys, as always, right on target. Use a little of that home cooking, get that fastball popping. And that, of course, sets up all the other stuff in his arsenal in this, his second big league start.
Well, what's great about it is, and you mentioned his fastball at one point tonight was 93. Okay, that's really good. But it's not a 96, 97 fastball that he knows he can just throw by everybody. But it's good enough, and it's better than good enough, that it keeps the hitters honest when they know that they've got to deal with that. And then his subsequent breaking ball and changeup are so good. It's just a great compliment coming off the fastball.
Ian Desmond, Zimmerman, then Dunn for the Nationals.
David Ross has given him a couple of high targets tonight when he's been ahead in the count. Used the fastball upstairs to see if they'll chase. That worked on Dunn back in the first inning. Let's see if he tries it on Desmond. Changeup. But changing his sight line, something down. Now let's see if they go up. See, even when he goes up and in, it is a good enough. That fastball was 91, but he's changing those areas. He's been up and down and in and out on him already, and tied him up inside with that fastball. And by going in, maybe he's got him set up for something away. No, he wants to. He shook off David. Wants to go back in.
And paid the price. Leadoff hit for the Nationals shortstop, Ian Desmond.
That's Desmond's 10th hit against the Braves this year. 10 for 28. And after shaking up a couple of signs, he left that one out over the plate a little bit. It was up and gave him a chance to adjust to it because it was away from him.
Strike one to Ryan Zimmerman, who's 1 for 2. 15 RBIs, 7 homers in the last 15 games for the Washington third baseman. He is their hottest hitter. Phillies have tied things up against Barry Zito. Houston's taking the lead over the Mets. Here it's scoreless in the Nationals' 6th.
Mets are a mess right now after Francisco Rodriguez and his incident with the father of his fiance. Scuffle, injured his thumb, surgery required, out for the year. They're 10 games back in 3rd place, and the ball club, at least from an emotional standpoint, has to be on the skids trying to figure out how to regroup.
A lot of the newspaper folks are talking about urging the Mets to try to void the rest of this year of Rodriguez's contract, and maybe more than that. Talk about ugly. Think about the fight with the players union they'd have on their hands if that's the case. Zimmerman stays alive.
Chased a terrific pitch, though, down and away. Yeah, I don't know what legal argument or what legal roadblocks there are to that, but if I were the Mets, I'd be looking into it too. He has a contract for next year, I think in the $11 or $12 million range, and then an option for 2013 that's $17 million.
And I think that's based on appearances, games finished.
I think it locks in if he's in 55 games.
Look at that pitch to take care of Zimmerman. Second time Mike is struck out, Ryan, tonight. And one away for Adam Dunn.
In AA and AAA this year combined, he struck out 146 and 120 innings. And a circle change there that was just perfectly delivered. Great deception on it, great motion on it, and then in a great place right to the back point of the plate.
Now here's where the fun guessing game begins with Adam Dunn. Braves have gotten him with fastballs up and in, fastball up and away for the 2 strikeouts. Let's see if there's any adjustment to the pattern in this 3rd matchup.
Curveball. Braves have their shift done, so Martin Prado gets to play another new position tonight. Shortstop. And Mike is awfully sharp for a guy who hasn't pitched in 8 days.
It's an 80-mile-an-hour curveball, then a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and Dunn 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That 4-seamer that he rides up in the 93 range is such a good second fastball to his 2-seamer that's around 90, 91. Working it all in tonight.
Gloss takes care of Dunn. Desmond to second and a scramble to cover third, but no advance as there are 2 out.
That got my attention after I saw Troy pick the ball up. All of a sudden I saw 2 white blurs running toward third. I didn't know what was going on, and it was Alex and Martin hustling over there because nobody was playing third thanks to the shift.
So here's Nieves. Again, after Pudge was kicked out of the game, Nieves came on and singled in his first and only at bat. That was the 4th. Desmond's the third man to reach second base for Washington in the game.
The Dodgers went 0 for 23 in that 4-game series with runners in scoring position. And yet last night they were 1 inning away from splitting that series, amazingly.
Braves will miss Strasburg in this series. Last time we saw him, he was scratched before he threw a pitch. Remember, he was set to face the Braves before that shoulder stiffened up, and he went to the disabled list immediately.
Upstairs, got him to chase. He's at 96 pitches, and he's due up first in the bottom of this inning. No one throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. Nice stop by David.
Well, as you said, he's well rested, 8 days. Maybe Bobby will try to squeeze another inning out of him.
Nice play by David there, just to take that bounce off the chest protector and keep it close.
The 2-2. Fair and into the left field corner. So Desmond will score the game's first run. Nieves off the bench is 2 for 2, and he puts Washington in front.
He got something up and out over the plate. I don't know if it was a breaking ball or not. We'll have to see, but it was definitely something he could get the big end of the bat on. And this fastball. And he just hooked it right down the line.
So the fourth Washington hit scores the game's only run. And Mike Morse, the batter, with 2 out.
Kyle Farnsworth begins to loosen up.
That's in the left center field gap. And it's 2-0 as Morse doubles with 2 out. He was 1 for 23 before that hit. And now Scott Olson enjoys a 2-run advantage.
Pretty good pitch there. And again, this guy has a little trouble with plate coverage, especially against right-handed pitchers, but against lefties he's hit just under 300 and able to reach that one. Shows you how strong he was too.
Meeting allows Farnsworth a few extra tosses. Again, to your point, with Mike leading off the bottom of this inning, Braves would love to get him through it so they don't have to double switch or use an extra player. Here's Mensch. He's 0 for 2.
He threw 94 pitches in 6 innings at Houston. Had a 2-hit shutout working into this inning, and they've gotten a couple of clutch 2-out hits to drive in runs. You get through Zimmerman and Dunn, and then all of a sudden it's the backup catcher who's filling in, and Morse who ding you. Finch looked like he hurt himself on that swing, hurt his hand, taking some time here. We had a couple of guys headed to the dugout. Sam Holmbrook didn't give him the call. Man, oh man. Didn't he give him that pitch a couple of times earlier tonight?
Early in the game. But you heard the audio. Sam said, nope, that's outside. And that one's grounded to short. Washington gets two out doubles back to back. And they have plated the game's first 2 runs. Pitcher spot due up for the Braves, down 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th.
Do you know which sedan can outbrake and outcorner the Mercedes C-Class and is quieter than the Mercedes? You do now. The new Kazashi Sports Sedan from Suzuki. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
The energy boost for your feet. With ZigTech, I get more train, less pain.
Proud to stand on our own, proud to be homegrown. Can you hear it? Fueling the American spirit. No matter when, no matter where, Marathon will take you there.
Do you know which car company is the winner of 17 International Car of the Year awards and has had the top-selling car in Japan for the past 6 years? You do now. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Can and the Cold Train. How about this play off the bat of David Ross in the 5th inning? Nice backhanded play by Ryan Zimmerman. And then just a nice easy toss over to Adam Dunn for the out. Nice play. That was the Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Tough to win with only 1 hit. That's the challenge for the Braves, but as we told you, got them right where we want them. 2-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Diori Hernandez will pinch hit for Mike Minor. Washington does have a defensive substitution. Kevin Mensch apparently did hurt his hand. Good pickup, Joe. So Roger Bernardino takes over in left. With Prado being activated from the disabled list today, it was Brandon Hicks who was sent back to AAA. And we understand Brandon was in the AAA lineup tonight.
When you're that close, you can get there in a hurry.
There you go. Olsen has had just 2 base runners in this game. And a high fly ball hit to left. Bernardino back, track, gone! Diori Hernandez Hernandez unloads.
That was a no-doubter. Second big league home run for Diori. Hit one last year when he got called up, and he launched that one. Hit it off, first one off Tyler Walker, the Phillies last year, and now he breaks through against Scott Olson. Maybe that'll open the floodgates.
Well, if one of their subs can have a big night, who says the Braves can't do the same? It's now a 2-1 game, as Omar Infante goes to work. And he strokes one into right center field. That's going to roll for a while. Omar's going to have at least 3.
Another good swing by Omar going the other way and splitting the gap. That fastball had the inner half of the plate, got his hands inside the baseball and hit it hard. So how about a home run, a triple, a double, and a single, and then see what happens. Hit for the cycle in reverse.
As a player sitting in a dugout when your club's getting 1 hit through 5, does a play like Hernandez's take some of the pressure off you?
Yeah, sure it does. And guys start saying, okay, here we go. Now we're ready. You know, got him on the run, basically put Olson on the defensive a little bit. And now you're in good shape with a runner at third and nobody out for a chance to, at the very least, tie the game up.
Steve McCaddy out to talk things over as the Phillies have taken a 2-run lead. That game in the 6th inning at Citizens Bank Park. Braves 2.5 in front in the divisional race and lead by 2 games in the loss column.
Nationals have Joel Peralta and Doug Slayton loosening up in their bullpen. But Diori with the pinch hit homer has gotten the Braves bats going. Omar with the triple represents a tying run.
Ball 1.
Gonzalez at second is about halfway in. It's a little dangerous with Jason up there. So anything sharply hit to him, he may try to come home and cut off the run if Infante breaks.
Well, he is made huge pitches behind in the count tonight. But now it's 3-1.
Well, he's pitched backwards all night. He has thrown a lot of off-speed pitches when he's been behind 2-0 and 3-1.
First and third with nobody out.
And he wanted that one. He thought he threw a front door breaking ball and didn't get it. His first walk. That's a pretty good pitch. And that's going to do it for him tonight.
Wow. How quickly the tides can turn. Olson had a 1-hitter through 5 working, but a homer, a triple, and a walk chases him in the 6th inning. Braves in business, down a run with nobody out.
We speak value, and people like what we're saying. about how Fusion is projected to hold its resale value better than Camry and has better quality than Accord. As a matter of fact, people like what we're saying so much, Ford Fusion is now the 2010 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The Fusion from Ford. Get in and drive one.
The Georgia Lottery is proud to introduce the Georgia 5.
The new Georgia 5 game. It's easy to play, lots of ways to win.
Georgia 5, the new daily game that gives you 15 chances to win.
15 chances, yeah.
Match all 5 numbers and win $10,000.
$10,000, yeah.
If you love easy, you'll love Georgia 5. Easy to play, lots of ways to win. New from the Georgia Lottery.
Our front door, our backyard, our pastime, our heart and soul. Blimpie has been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order, with tasty toppings and delicious dressings you love so much. Taste the difference freshness makes. Yesterday's traditions are still today's. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by the Georgia Lottery, by Acura, and by the Home Depot. One-run game. Braves have them at the corners, first and third, and it looks, Joe, like there's a method to Jim Riggleman's madness with this pitching change in store for us.
Well, he knows his staff, and he also knows that when Scott Olson gets in trouble, sometimes that trouble gets deeper and deeper. Runners on base, runners in scoring position, 2 out runners in scoring position. The numbers just keep escalating. So he's going to try to stop this inning right here, even though the Braves have a run in first and third and nobody out. And their bullpen's been pretty good lately. I mean, even though they traded their closer Matt Capps to the Twins, they've been using Drew Storen as the closer, but the guys getting to him have been pretty good, including Joel Peralta.
A lot of power arms down there. We saw Peralta pitch very well against the Braves up in D.C. But he's got Prado in the box with nobody out. And the tying run 90 feet away in the Braves' 6th.
Martin just a little over 50% at getting that runner in from third and less than 2 outs. He's 13 for 25. I'd like that percentage to be a little closer to 70% at least. But a good count, 2-0. Nationals are playing for a double play, so they would concede the run for 2 outs.
And that run would get Mike off the hook. He trails 2-1.
Another guy pitching a little backwards. Nice 2-0 breaking ball. Now Peralta pitched really well against Atlanta up at Nationals Park. I remember one stint, seemed like he had a 3-inning relief stint in one game that was really good.
That was July 28th. 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. And a game won by Tim Hudson.
Good pitch. 92 looked like, well, let's see here. That had a little more of the plate than the one that Mike Minor didn't get earlier. Big hole on the right side. Jason being held on over there. Place for Martin to shoot one. If he gets a pitch he can go to right with.
He does. Welcome back, Martin Prado. Jason around second. On his way to third. He will be held. It's a double. Prado's back. And the Braves have tied it up with nobody out.
This is the hole at bat. Pitch by pitch from Peralta. Fell behind 2-0. And then threw a good breaking ball there for a strike, 2-1, and a good fastball in the outside corner. But that had too much of the plate. It was down, and Martin was ready to try to go to right field with whatever came up there, and he stung it. 44th RBI. Good to see him back.
So now the Braves a chance to make a winner of Mike Meyer with a big inning. Diaz up.
Had a homer, a triple, and a double this inning.
And a walk too. Let's not forget the all-important base on balls. So yeah, a chance to hit the cycle as a team in the inning.
Again, another good hitter's count. First base open. Be aware of that. Double play candidate and Gloss on deck. So Matt has the luxury here again of looking for something other than a fastball if he wants.
Which is how they've pitched all night.
Yeah.
Base hit left. He looked for it and he got it. Matty on his way to second. It's another extra base hit and a 4-2 game.
It's exactly what he did too. He got a change up and waited on it and put a good swing on it. Didn't spank it. He just hit it sharply enough to get it over third base. Thing of beauty, and a 2-run double for Diaz. It's funny. He's worn out Scott Olson. And tonight he didn't do any damage to Olson until Olson was out of the game and drove across the go-ahead run that might hand Olson the loss.
It's a funny game, isn't it?
He hit it off somebody else.
So 3 of the 4 runs charged to Olson. Minor now leads the game 4-2. Gloss, the hitter, still with nobody out. This all started with a pinch hit home run by Diori Hernandez.
Yeah, and you ask if that's the type thing that can get everybody, kind of wake everybody up, and it certainly did.
We've talked a lot about turning points in this season for the Braves. I know you've pointed to the Prado Grand Slam in Milwaukee as one of the defining moments of the season. Braves are struggling to score. He launched one at Miller Park, and then they went on that huge tear in the month of May.
30 balls, 40 strikes.
Maybe there is something to it.
No, he didn't. He was very close,
but
he didn't.
Exactly. One ball, 2 strikes.
It's split finger grip. So far that hasn't worked too well for Mr. Peralta tonight.
One out. Lost down on strikes for the third time.
Yeah, you got a big out there. Even up 4-2 with a big inning going, you'd like to have gotten that runner over to third base.
Stop right here.
Tough night for Troy.
Alex has hit the ball in the air twice, once to right, once to center. He's 0 for 2.
Behind in the count, Alex has got to look for something middle of the plate away, fight off anything inside. And they come in and a good pitch.
Second strikeout for Peralta. 2 men are retired. Contemporary Christian artist Cutlass will perform a free post-game concert at Turner Field presented by Mississippi College. That's after the Braves and Marlins Sunday, August 29th. For tickets, visit braves.com/Cutlass or dial 800-745-3000. Washington will walk Melky Cabrera and pitch to David Ross, who will be the 9th man to hit in the frame. Braves have scored 4 so far in the 6th, looking for a little help on that scoreboard up in Philly.
4 runs in the inning without benefit of a single.
We haven't been able to say that much.
Not one measly single. Jose Guillen, just acquired from Kansas City a few days ago, has homered for the Giants to draw them within a run. And it's getting late up there.
Go Giants go. Nieves out to talk to Peralta. David Ross. We know he's got a good eye with the bases loaded. Let's see if he can add to the lead here.
I'd like to see him get on because that'd give Diori Hernandez a chance to hit again in the inning.
Yeah, he started it with a home run. David hitting .400 in his last 4 starts, plus tonight's 2 at-bats. His average at .289. Ground ball! Nice play, Desmond. And that retires the side. Boy, Desmond had to go a long way, but he made the play. Diori Hernandez hits the 7th pinch hit home run for the Braves this year. That got the party started. A 4-run frame gives Atlanta a 2-run lead after 6.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time. And it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
The Dream are dominating the East, continuing to shred opponents. Now's the chance to witness history. Be there as they make their push for the playoffs and put Atlanta on the map.
Looking, getting to the rim and laying it in. Takes it up and off.
Believe in your Atlanta Dream all season long on Fox Sports South and Sports South. Tickets are available now. Go to atlantadream.net.
Welcome to the show!
This summer belongs to the Braves.
What a play!
And there's nothing that can slow them down. Sports South is on the air.
Unbelievable.
Online.
FoxSportsSouth.com.
And all over the most exciting team in baseball.
There's a buzz around the ball club I haven't felt here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your Braves, any way you want them. Right here on Sports South.
The Braves are gonna win it!
This is our team.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by Honda, by AT&T Uverse, by McDonald's, and by Georgia Power. Boy, a nice inning for the Braves in the 6th. They score 4 times without benefit of a single. As you said, a couple of changes for the Braves now. Rick Ankiel checks into play center. Melky Cabrera shifts from center field to left field. Matt Diaz now out of the game after a 2-run scoring hit. And right-hander Kyle Farnsworth will try to hold him right here, as that is our AT&T call to the bullpen.
Kyle had a good outing against the Dodgers. Was only in 1 game in that series, and that was 3 days ago. But had a good solid inning. No hits or runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And he'll face Maxwell, then a pinch hitter, and then the top of the order.
Minor goes 6, 5 hits, a couple of runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He is in line for the victory. And it would be his first as a major leaguer, but still 9 outs to get.
Be a great thing here at home in front of a lot of family and friends too.
If he wins this game, I'll bet you they'll double up on chicken strips and biscuits at Forest High School tomorrow in his honor.
They should. They should. That's always the Wednesday hot meal special. Call it Mike Minor Day.
2-2.
The thing we noticed about Kyle in that outing against the Dodgers, and is apparent here tonight so far, is he's airing it out again. He's not really trying to nibble on corners. Kind of slowed his arm down there on that slider though and telegraphed that a little bit, but pitches before on the fastball, he was airing it out.
Don't want to walk, folks, with a lead in the late innings. Make him hit his way on. Adam Kennedy would hit next. One out.
How about that? 3 straight sliders. The first 2 weren't very good, but threw a 3rd one and struck him out.
And they play hail to the chief as Kennedy comes to the batter's box. Let's check out our AT&T Uverse trivia question. Who's got the Nationals Expos franchise record for most career hits against the Braves?
I got to go with Vladimir Guerrero.
I'll go Tim Raines.
1 walk, intentional, 2 strikeouts.
Answer is Tim Wallach. How about that?
Got the Tim right.
Yeah, you did.
He's managing the Dodgers AAA team, right? Is that Tim Wallach? I believe that's the case.
I think you're right. I have to look it up between innings.
There's some folks who think he's got a shot at replacing Joe Torre if he leaves at the end of the year in Los Angeles. And Kennedy kisses the chalk down the left field line for an extra base hit. Tying run to the plate.
Slider, and again, out of the last 4 he's thrown, the only good one was the strikeout pitch to Maxwell on a 3-2 count. And Kennedy able to jump on that one.
So a new set of signs for Farnes as Kennedy stands at second base. Here's Gonzalez. Alberto is 0 for 3.
He came in having hit .340 over his last 32 ball games and raised his average up close to .290. That's why he's in the leadoff spot with Morgan out. Bernardina had been batting leadoff quite a bit until tonight. But Bernardina had gotten cold.
Tipped and caught. That was 96, and it was darting.
See, there's no reason for Kyle, as good as his fastball is, to get away from it and not use it as his strikeout pitch or as the pitch to establish everything when he starts a hitter off in a sequence. They've got to respect the fact that he can blow the ball right by him. It's interesting that he doesn't use rosin. He just kind of wipes his hand across the dirt, try to dry some of the sweat on his hands. There you go. I mean, as a hitter, and you see that pitch and he throws it for a strike, it's like, okay, I got to be ready for that. I got to tune it up. Oh. And then the slider becomes effective, not the other way around. Touch off the plate, according to Fox Tracks.
I really like that view above home plate. Chopped off the dish. And we'll do it again. 2-2.
Well, I was going to say, not another one.
Yeah.
Saw a season full of that in Houston, and then last night the bouncer by Terrio that was a tough handle for Brooks Conrad. We've seen enough of those choppers and bloops. And again, this guy's been a tough out for Atlanta all year.
10 for 28. And 10 for 29 if Gloss can win the race to the bag. He does, and Farnsworth pitches around a 1-out double. He preserves a 4-2 lead. Time to stretch at the 10. Braves lead it 4-2.
You can't fake fresh.
Yep, that's why our new Baja salad has handmade pico de gallo.
Pico de gallo.
We make it every day.
Pico de gallo.
We dice the tomatoes,
Pico
the onions,
de
and add seasonings.
gallo.
Okay. Here's Wendy's new Baja salad with fresh greens,
Pico de gallo,
chili, and a creamy jalapeno dressing. So stop by and we'll make you a Baja with
guacamole.
Are you kidding?
Ha!
You know when it's real.
Slide, I want you to send 2 scouts over the ridge. We got a lot of ground. It's Xfinity from Comcast. Stations! That's a lot of HD.
The HD war is over. Xfinity has 10 times more HD than satellite.
4-2's our score as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. All 4 runs came in the Braves' 6th.
And the first one is the subject of our Airtran How Far Did It Fly home run. Pinch hit homer by Diori Hernandez. His 2nd career homer, his 1st one this year. Opened the floodgates for the Braves offense. That home run traveled, according to Laser Baker, 395 feet. That's our How Far Did It Fly home run by Airtran.
You know, I know the blogosphere and the talk radio. You guys talked last night about how this resilient Braves team seemingly has a different hero every night. Here's another example of it. Hernandez's first hit of the season gives the Braves their first run of the night. And they chopped away against Olsen and Peralta and now lead 4-2.
Home run, a triple, and 2 doubles.
And so Doug Slayton will pitch now for the Nationals. Rick Ankiel will lead off.
Slayton's got good numbers too. 35 games and a 2.70 ERA. The Nationals are not that far off.
You think so?
No, I do think so. I think they've got the makings of becoming very competitive. They interplay tonight 18 games out. They're 16 games under 500, but they have a winning record at home. They're 31-27 at home, 20 under on the road, so that's got to change.
Yeah, if you think of the rotation, Strasburg will have a full year next year. John Lannon, Olsen, Jason Marquis, who's been working in the bullpen, or at least was before the game today, coming back from elbow surgery. They still hope to get Chin-Ming Wong back at some point. He's a 19-game winner with the Yankees before he got hurt. Done off his glove. Pitcher to the bag. Wild throw. And Keel will head to second.
That might be a hit and an error, with the error being charged to Gonzalez at second base. Ball was hard hit off the glove of Dunn, and Alberto made a nice play but threw it behind the left-handed pitcher. Couldn't lead him with this flip, and hard for Slayton to reach back across his body and glove this one. And heads up Bobby coming to the dugout.
Base hit, E4, throwing error.
It is an infield hit and an E4. And then you factor in with Washington, if they can re-sign Dunn, you've got Zimmerman, you've got Desmond.
They've got pop, they've got speed. They got to improve their defense. Desmond's got to play better defensively at shortstop, but he's a good combination of defense and offense if he'll improve that game, that part of his game.
I wonder if they'd bring Harper up from a couple weeks, let him play, or certainly sit on the bench maybe in September.
He's on the major league roster.
Good night for Omar tonight. He's singled, he's tripled, he's stolen a bag, he scored a run.
And now just needs to get that runner over. Add to the lead. Do the little things. Nobody really holding Ankiel at second. And Rick can see Gonzalez right in front of him, who's playing in close. Desmond nowhere near at shortstop, so he can extend his lead a little bit.
And 4 straight. Has Braves runners first and second, and again with nobody out.
Zimmerman having a chat with Slayton about what Jason Hayward might do here. Jason's a formidable person standing there if they're anticipating a bunt, because you don't want to charge if he's swinging away. And Adam Dunn's in no hurry to come creeping in from first.
First time Jason has seen Doug Slayton. Dunn, bad throw, throws it into left field. That'll score Ankiel. And the Nationals' defense has cost them dearly in this inning.
When the Nationals moved Adam Dunn to first base, everybody kind of had a quizzical look about, are you sure you want to do that, as much as he'll have to handle the ball at first base? Well, honestly, that's only his 7th error all year, and that was a bad throw. But their defense has been a problem for them all year long, and a part of why they're in last place.
Still nobody out. It's now a 5-2 game. No RBI. It's a fielder's choice, E3. That brings home Ankiel. That allows Infante to reach second. And now Prado with an RBI double under his belt. Chance to do some more damage.
I know two guys are really excited to see Martin back in the big leagues, and that's Ben Acree and Chris Van Zandt. Oh boy, we got to get some more of that pine tar out of his jersey.
Yeah.
Both sides tonight. Both shoulders.
Bottom of the 9 o'clock hour in Atlanta. Braves holding serve against the Nationals.
What a good thing for Martin, though, on that double his last time up, hitting it the other way, something he's done all year long, hitting the ball hard with authority to the opposite field. Had to make him feel good.
And how about that one up the middle? Infante around third will score. A 2 RBI game for Prado. Oh man, he's going to sleep like a baby tonight, isn't he?
Inside out swing, fought that fastball off. Got his hands inside it and hit it hard. Just past Slayton's glove and just past Desmond's glove as well. 45 RBIs on the year for Martin.
Now Brooks Conrad bats for Farnsworth in the Braves 7th. Loved Brooks's line after the game last night. Of course, he had the defensive troubles that gave the Dodgers the lead. Ironically, he's the man that scored what proved to be the winning run. And boy, was he happy for Melky Cabrera.
Something bad happens and you feel like, were it not for me, we might have won this ball game. You think about your mistake and how bad it is, and for somebody on your team to pick you up, you're exactly right. Take them to dinner, whatever makes them feel good, because you just got off the hook.
Well, Melky had to settle for 4 or 5 hugs.
Yeah. I think that's all right.
Dinner might come in Chicago when we hit the road next. The other thing that you have to factor in with Martin coming back is it strengthens the Braves bench a little bit, because if Conrad plays, then you can have Prado or Infante take the day off. Tonight's case, you've got Brooks back and available to pinch hit. And this bench, as we've talked about all year, is a very, very big component for this Braves ball club.
Has been all year long.
I mean, can you remember a Braves team that had so many interchangeable parts at Bobby's disposal?
No, it's been a very versatile club. Melky can play all 3 outfield spots. Infante can play anywhere. Hinsky, left field, first or third. It's a very good group that way.
Good battle with Brooks Conrad here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out. 2 runs in.
I asked Raw Dog about the at bat he had earlier in this homestand, where he actually had batting gloves on during the game, and he said sometimes he said if it's misty rain or too much sweat, the gloves help.
And we had promised you during the weekend play that Chipper Jones was going to join us tonight. Instead, Chipper is going to try to join us tomorrow night for game 2 of the series.
That pain medicine must be wearing off. I'm still amazed that he was at the ballpark the next day.
Yeah, it was really good to see him. And a high fly ball hammered into the Nationals bullpen foul.
You know, Brooks, we'll see a replay of this, and the thing that is so tough for pitchers is, where do you go? He's got a short, compact, extremely powerful swing up on top of the plate. Great extension on that. Little too good, actually. He got it so far out in front, he hooked it foul. But he's so quick inside that the only place that they really think that they've got any chance is something off speed down and away. But on a 3-2 count, you can't be too fine for fear of walking him.
And that's exactly what Slayton did to load him up. Now, in fairness to Doug, his defense didn't give him any help in this inning. There have been 2 errors so far. And now Jim Riggleman has no choice but to go to his bullpen again with Craig Stammen loosening up. And that's who's going to get the call to the Turner Field mound. Braves have a big inning brewing, up 6-2.
I remember our old country home, clean fresh air and flowers growing in the fields, wind at my heels and sunlight on my face. Carefree summers out of school, memories worth going back to. That was such a simpler time and place. Bluebell tastes just like the good old days.
Proud to stand on our own, proud to be homegrown. Can you hear it? Fueling the American spirit. No matter when, no matter where, Marathon will take you there.
No one looks at trucks the way GMC engineers do. That's why this year is engineered with variable valve timing, active fuel management, and a 6-speed hydromatic transmission. It's the only truck that delivers over 300 horsepower and best-in-class fuel economy. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months, or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
Come into LensCrafters now and get 50% off lenses, including bifocals, no lines, and prescription sun at our semi-annual lens event. But hurry in, because this lens sale won't be back till next year. 50% off lenses, another reason eyes love LensCrafters.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by KFC, by Airtran Airways, and by Verizon. Good night tonight at the ballpark. Braves have rallied from a 2-0 deficit. They've scored 6 unanswered runs and have the bases loaded, still nobody out. Friends, you can bring your dog to the game. Bark in the Park is presented by eBay Classifieds, Frontline, and Wag-A-Lot. That's right, Wag-A-Lot is one of our sponsors for Bark in the Park. Sunday, August 29th, the Braves and the Marlins hook up. Tickets are $25. They include 1 dog ticket, 1 human ticket. And for those tickets, either you or your dog can log on to Braves.com/bark today. Craig Stammen will face Troy Gloss, who promptly rolls to short. Desmond throws high, but the tag of the dish just in time by Nieves. That forces Hayward for the first out.
Almost threw this one to the backstop. Nice play by Nieves just to keep his foot there. And just in time.
Little snow cone working too.
Stammen into the ballgame for just his 4th relief appearance. He's been a starter for them most of the year. Got a couple of guys come back from the disabled list, including Jason Marquis, so he's been moved to the pen for now. Stammen has, that is.
He's 6'3", 200 pounds, born in Coldwater, Ohio. Nationals took him in the 12th round 5 years ago. No balls and a strike. Alex trying to extend a hitting streak to 3 games tonight. and is behind 0-2. Stammen pitched college ball at the University of Dayton and is their all-time strikeout leader in the history of the school. As Alex set up for one of those here in the 7th. But nearly threw it away. Good stop.
Yeah, nice play by Nieves, whose reputation is that of a very sound receiver. Throws extremely well, but literally made a nice play here on this hard sinker. Saved a run.
Boss Conrad and Prado aboard with a 2-2 count for Alex Gonzalez.
No place to put him. Probably get a good pitch to hit here.
2 out. Now Melky Cabrera bats. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Little flare behind third. That'll score 2 more. A bloop double makes it 8-2.
It's funny when Braves hit 2-run bloop flares, you don't mind them so much.
Yeah, it's much more enthusiastic.
Woo! Yeah, and I think this ball was hit so much harder than what it appeared.
A lot of topspin.
Well, and think how accurate he was trying to hit the ball out there behind third base where there's no one playing. That's an art. And of course, with 2 outs, runners can be running and add to the lead. It's all part of the plan.
That'll look like a line drive in the box score is the old cliche. 2 more RBIs for Melky. Pretty good homestand for the young man, huh?
Yeah.
4 runs across, all of them charged to Slayton. Many of them unearned. But they all count in an 8-2 game. Second time in as many innings the Braves have sent 9 men to the plate. 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. Nothing a manager can do when you can't catch it, you can't pitch it. At least for this night, it appears the Braves won't get any help from the Giants. Phillies have busted their game open in the late innings at Citizens Bank.
Tell you what, Carlos Ruiz, since he came back from the disabled list, has had some huge hits for them. Tonight, a pinch hit, 2-run double.
Yeah, Polanco had a 4-hit night working tonight. Chase Utley's return for the Phillies. And I just keep going back to what Billy Wagner said about 2.5 months ago. No matter who leads by how many, this thing's going to go down to the final weekend when the Phillies and Braves meet here in Atlanta.
He could be right.
But as Chipper also said, if you're in first place and you win, doesn't matter what the other team does. Atlanta's doing that tonight. Ross will sit down. That retires the side. Real good bit of pitching from Craig Stammen. Bases loaded, nobody out. Gives up the hit to Melky, but nothing else. 8-2, Atlanta the lead.
No one looks at trucks the way GMC engineers do. That's why this year is engineered with variable valve timing, active fuel management, and a 6-speed hydromatic transmission. It's the only truck that delivers over 300 horsepower and best-in-class fuel economy. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months, or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
We are packed stadiums. We are dedication, pride, rivalries.
We are Florida Gators.
LSU, Vanderbilt Commodores. We are the Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
We are Georgia, Arkansas, the Ole Miss Rebels. We are Tennessee Volunteers, Mississippi State Bulldogs. We are Auburn, War Eagles. We are the SEC.
We are Black We are South.
Welcome to the show!
This summer belongs to the Braves.
What a play!
And there's nothing that can slow them down. Sports South is on the air.
Unbelievable.
Online.
FoxSportsSouth.com.
And all over the most exciting team in baseball.
There's a buzz around the ball club I haven't felt here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your Braves, any way you want them. Right here on Sports South.
The Braves are gonna win it!
This is our team. The National Series continues tomorrow at 6:30 here on Sports South.
Game summary tonight includes Mike Minor's second big league start. He's in line for the win with the Braves up 8-2. Scott Olson pitched brilliantly until the 6th inning and couldn't get out of the 6th with any outs. He'd worked 5+ innings. Deory Hernandez pinch hit homer, got things going in the 6th inning. And Martin Prado was returned with a bang. And time now for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and that is the entire 6th inning. Deory Hernandez, first hit of the year. A rocket, 395 feet into the left field stands. Then it was time for a triple from Omar Infante. After a walk, then a double from Martin Prado. Then a double from Matt Diaz. The Braves scored 4 runs in the inning to overcome a 2-run deficit. Braves now up 8-2. They've had 8 runs on 8 hits.
So Ryan Zimmerman goes to work for the Nationals. And Takashi Saito answers the AT&T call to the bullpen. He goes to work for the Braves.
Takashi Saito working tonight on 3 days rest, and you can see that when he gets a little rest under his belt, he is outstanding. Eric O'Flaherty, by the way, scheduled to pitch 2 innings tonight for Gwinnett. And then he'll be ready to return to the ball club. I believe this will be his 3rd time out, and he has not given up a run. Trying to get his strength back from mononucleosis.
Two balls, 2 strikes. $16,911 was tonight's announced attendance.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing in light of last night's heroics. They come from behind victory and then Mike Minor making his Turner Field debut. But the crowds have been excellent. And they've been loud and very supportive, and that's to be expected when you're 42-16 at home. You're going to be treated to some pretty good baseball here by the home club on a nightly basis.
So if you haven't made your plans for tomorrow night or for Thursday afternoon, come on out. Good tickets available in just about every price range. Still a chance for prorated season tickets. You will be eligible for playoff tickets should the Braves make it. As Zimmerman strikes out for the third time tonight. Well, he doesn't. I'll bet you he hadn't had many of those this year.
No, not lately, especially.
Braves have really handled him tonight.
Laser Baker looked it up for us. Eric O'Flaherty tonight for Gwinnett did work 2 innings. Gave up 1 walk, struck out 3. So in his 4 innings, he struck out 6 batters and 2 walks, no runs.
Almost like he was pitching before he went on the DL. Adam Dunn, 5 hits in his last 34 at bats. Hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield tonight. He has struck out swinging twice, and he rolled out to Troy Gloss. Boy, they have pounded him with letter high fastballs this entire game.
Just looking to see where the Nationals rank in terms of team strikeouts. I figured they were somewhere near the bottom of the league, but they're 10th. Arizona is last. The Cubs, the Rockies, the Brewers, the Pirates all have more. Marlins have more.
And another one as Dunn strikes out for the 3rd time. Saito's got 2 swinging whiffs here in the 8th. Well, as we told you, 2 more with Washington. We invite you this Thursday to play hooky from work or bring your clients to the game. It's the SunTrust Business Fan Special. Braves and the Nationals will hook up in Game 3 of the series. John Lannon versus Derek Lowe. And for tickets, visit Braves.com or dial 800-745-3000. Is Derek Lowe ever going to pitch a game at night the rest of his Braves career?
Yeah, he did the other night.
Yeah, that's true.
He did the other night against the Dodgers, and he got no runs to work with and got beat 2-1.
I mean, he had a stretch of 5 or 6 in a row, it seemed, didn't he?
Yeah. Braves are 10-5 in August, and of the 5 losses, 4 are by 1 run, and they're all 2-1, 3-2 type losses.
That's smoked to right by Nieves. Hayward turns, and that ball is off the fence. Nieves has come off the bench and has been a big bright spot for Washington. Remember, after Pudge Rodriguez was thrown out of the game, arguing a tipped 3rd strike, Nieves replaced him and has gone 3 for 3.
And he jumped all over that high fastball and just missed hitting it out of here. Came into the game hitting under 200. A 190 average. 2 homers.
Here's Morse. Phillies really pouring it on now. They've sent the game to the 9th inning, up 9-3 now over the Giants.
Giants are reeling a little bit because they lost that big series to the Padres 2-1. They came into this game tonight down 4 games back of the Padres. Padres are at Chicago and they lead 1-0 in the 6th.
Yeah, John Garland, a former Cub first-round pick, is pitching for San Diego in that one. And a fly ball to right is playable for Jason. Saito with a couple of strikeouts in a scoreless 8th inning. Braves in command.
Okay, let's skip the chit-chat and get down to business here. Now listen, I called you guys together because this office is consistently our worst performer. I need all of you thinking of ways to improve our bottom line. So let's just sit here a while and toss around some ideas. This isn't a conference call, Henkel. I'm actually in the room.
Feel like surprising a few people?
The Dream are dominating the East, continuing to shred opponents. Now's the chance to witness history. Be there as they make their push for the playoffs and put Atlanta on the map.
Looking, getting to the rim and laying it in. Takes it up and off.
Believe in your Atlanta Dream all season long on Fox Sports South and Sports South. Tickets are available now. Go to atlantadream.net. Sundays are clutch.
Swing and a drive. Braves win it!
Sundays are heroics.
Whoa! Got this man.
Sundays are Braves. For Sunday Braves on Fox Sports South.
Oh, did he unload?
Presented by your Greater Atlanta Hyundai dealers. Make it a Hyundai Sunday. Every week on Fox Sports South. Go to NobodyBeatsHyundai.com to find a dealer near you. SEC Gridiron Live returns September 1st at 10 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
Eight to Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and bittersweet day for baseball fans and those of us who love the history of our great game. Man that hit one of the most dramatic home runs in the history of our sport passed away today, Bobby Thompson.
Man who hit the shot heard round the world. 3rd game of the playoffs against the Brooklyn Dodgers. Hit it off Ralph Branca to send the Giants to the World Series.
Rick Ankiel, the hitter, takes a ball. And one of the great calls in the history of our business.
Oh, yeah.
Russ Hodges screaming the Giants have worked Bennett.
Thompson had hit a home run off Branca in the first game. In those days, if you tied, it wasn't a 1-game playoff. It was a best 2 out of 3. And of course, there weren't any divisions. It was the American League and National League. So the Dodgers and Giants played a 3-game series. And in game 1, Thompson hit a home run in that game, too, against Ralph Branca.
Down the right field line and into the seats, foul.
And here's that shot heard around the world in the old Polo Grounds in New York. Branca had been brought in from the bullpen to replace Don Newcomb. And talk about party time.
Ooh.
And I think they actually were able to celebrate that without any shaving cream things in the face. I don't think there was even one thought of at that time.
No broken legs, none of that stuff. Remember who was on deck? The shot heard around the world? It's a rookie.
Willie Mays?
Willie Mays was the man on deck. And Keel rolls out. And here's Omar. How do you like this 1-3 combo? Infante leading off, Prado hitting 3rd. Not too shabby, huh?
Not tonight.
Combined for 4 hits, 2 RBIs, 4 runs.
Omar on base 3 times again. 2 hits and a walk. Came in with a .368 on base percentage.
Now, I don't know if it's fair to say this, but it's almost like what happened with Prado last year. Martin played so well when Kelly got hurt that he forced his way into a starting assignment. I think it's safe to say that Omar is doing the same thing. Of course, you've got the injury to Chipper, which lessens the complication, but this guy's hitting .343.
Yeah, I think there's some similarities there. He probably wouldn't have gotten this many at bats had it not been for the injury to Martin. But he would have been getting a lot of at bats somewhere because he's tough to keep out of the lineup.
An all-star season this year. The next logical step, I would assume, would be, as Hayward bats, can he prove himself, if after this year, to be an everyday player in the major leagues?
Oh, I think he can.
I think he's answered that.
Yeah. Here's the thing to watch for on Jason now, is to make sure that this upper body doesn't start leaning in and stays up.
And he takes the ball right back up the middle. So Jason joins the hit parade for the Braves and is on base for the 3rd time.
So for the near foreseeable future, just keep an eye on his head and make sure that he sits. What Terry was talking about is bending the knees, that if there's any movement, sit down, squat down basically, but don't lean in. If there's going to be any movement, keep the head straight, keep the upper body straight, and go down with the knees and get your legs in a good position to drive the ball so that you don't tie yourself up by leaning over the inside part of the plate. That's what we'll keep an eye on.
First game back for Martin Prado has gone just about as well as he or the Braves could have hoped tonight. He's 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and he and the Braves have hit the Georgia lottery jackpot. Make it 3 hits. Hayward stops at second with 2 outs.
And I'll bet you anything, if you ask Martin after the ball game about this at bat, he was thrilled that Jason got the hit just to get one more swing under his belt, feel that much more comfortable. Sammy got tied up a little bit there trying to twist around to try to defend himself and took himself out of position.
Chance for Eric Kinski to tune up. He'll pinch hit for Saito. 2 on, 2 out in an 8-2 game. And the Phillies game has gone final. They did beat the Giants. That's a 9-3 final score. Roy Oswalt defeats Barry Zito.
Matt Cain against Joe Blanton tomorrow night in that series.
And our game 2 features a red-hot Tim Hudson against Livan Hernandez for Washington.
It's like Christian Martinez will get an inning of work to finish this one off tonight.
A rocket to right by Hinsky. Hayward will come around and score. Prado to third. It's 9-2.
Eric needed that. He's been playing a lot, not coming off the bench as much because of the need for him to be in the lineup and the need for his offense. But he's been struggling. He was just 3 for his last 35. Tonight he's back coming off the bench, pinch hitting, and just hit a laser into right field. And picks up an RBI too. That'll do a lot for his confidence.
First and third for Gloss with 2 outs. 9 unanswered runs for the Braves in this game. And the offensive barrage started with a leadoff pinch hit home run from Diori Hernandez in the 6th. The Braves have 10 hits in this game, all of them, or all of those 10 for the 6th inning on. That's how well they were handcuffed by Scott Olson through 5 innings tonight. That's fair and into the left field corner. Prado scores. Hinsky on his way to third. And he will stop there as Gloss with an RBI double. Another 2-out run scoring hit from Troy this year.
Puts him at 70 RBIs.
Steve McCatty on his way out to settle Stammen.
Martin Prado, 3 hits and 5 trips, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs. What a night on his return. Steve McCatty pitched in the big leagues, most of it for the Oakland A's back in the Billy Ball days for Billy Martin. He had some good ball clubs. Pitching staff with Rick Langford, Matt Keogh, Mike Norris. Remember some of those names?
Oh, yeah. Well, last year the Braves, if I'm reading this right, had 1 right-hand hitter have 70 or more RBIs. That was Yunel Escobar, who had 76. Moss has 70 now. With 6 weeks left in the season.
David Ross sitting over there in the dugout. He's just a couple batters away. And he says, you know, I've made the last out for 3 straight innings. I don't want to make it 4 straight. I only want to have a chance to make it 4 straight. So let's get to the 9th, get this over with.
Two at 2. Well, somebody's got to be that guy. And tonight it's David's turn.
Well, there's always somebody in the lineup when you're having a good night that takes the brunt. But tonight he and Alex Gonzalez have not had a hit. They're the only 2 guys in any spot in the order that. Well, check that.
Oh, what a play by Bernardina in left.
Great play.
They really like that kid, and he just turned in a Gold Glove worthy play. He takes away a hit from Gonzalez and a couple of RBIs too as we head to the 9th.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Don't wait to enjoy legendary Lexus quality at equally legendary prices. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $469 a month for 36 months with $29.39 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
At Wellstar, we believe you can do just about anything if you have heart.
I want to hike the Grand Canyon. I want to win a World Series.
I want to be there to see her walk down the aisle.
At Wellstar, we put our whole hearts into taking care of yours. No wonder we have the largest and fastest growing cardiac programs in Georgia. At Wellstar, we believe in heart.
When I bought Goldie, I thought it was the best dollar I ever spent. Until I found that pair of red sunglasses. I thought that was the best dollar I ever spent. But today, I wanted to try something off McDonald's dollar menu. With so much to choose from, I contemplated all my options and finally went in for the 100% beefy, melty McDouble. I thought it was the best dollar I ever spent. And I know a thing or two about the value of a dollar.
Braves up 10-2 as we go to the 9th inning. They've out-hit Washington 12-7. And our Toyota Tacoma play of the game is the guy you saw. It's about to lead off the inning. Roger Bernardino robbing Alex Gonzalez of a base hit and maybe extra bases. Outstanding diving catch. And as is so often the case, he will lead off the ninth.
It's just amazing, isn't it? Couple of changes for the Braves now. You've got Eric Hinsky in for Gloss at first. And Christian Martinez will try to wrap things up. It's an important game for the Braves, a chance for them to continue their good work on the homestand. 3 more outs, they'll go to 4-1 on it. They'll go to 2 over 500 against the East, as you see the AT&T call to the pen. And it gets it back to 500 against a Washington club that, as we've talked about all night, really has been tough for the Braves to beat.
Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Nats here earlier this year, but they're just 2-4 in Washington. Mets and Houston are now tied 3-3 in the 8th.
Well hit to left. And at the fence, Melky Cabrera makes the play.
Who else?
He's been everywhere.
Ran out of room, jumped up into the wall, and held on. Nice play.
And Joe, something else good to see tonight is defensively the Braves have had a clean game.
Yeah, it's something they've needed to tighten up themselves, and they've done that tonight.
Prado, good play, better throw. That was my concern. Could he make the long throw with the sore hand? He's made 2 perfect throws tonight. And Willie Harris, the final Nationals hope. And Mike Minor, sitting either on the bench or in the locker room, is 1 out away from living a dream. A winning pitcher in the major leagues for the first time. Celebrate, Mike. You're 1-0, and the Braves polish off Washington 10-2.
Our Home Depot player of the game, as you would expect, Mike Minor, who gets his first major league win tonight. He had a good outing, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both the runs came in the 6th inning when the Nationals got 3 of their 5 hits off of him. And the big hits all came with 2 outs. But a great job by Mike Minor to pick up his first major league win, our Home Depot player of the game.
So the Braves continue their good work on the homestand. They're now 4-1. They hold serve, still lead the Phillies by 2.5 in the East. And they even up their season series mark with the Nationals at 5-5. That again our final score. Braves 10, Washington 2. Stay tuned. It's Braves Live coming up next. We'll have post-game interviews, Bobby Cox sound, and all of tonight's highlights from Turner Field. Former partner Joe Simpson and the rest of the crew. Chip Carey, Braves Live coming up next.